My God,
That's
nice
a nice fish right there.
Don't choke on that. That's big
Come
stuff.
on, baby, come on.
Oh, boy.
Woo, easy, easy. We're here in the Captain James Joseph. Stand by, J.A., stand by. We're here in the James Joseph 3, doing some shallow water bucktailing out of Huntington. On today's show, Jimmy Schneider, my guest again.
Whoa,
look at this, baby.
Turn him around.
Woo!
Jumbo size. Raise the rod. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Johnny. Yeah, baby. Oh, man. Jumbo size. Look at that. Shallow water, light tackle, freshwater tackle. Bucktails here on the James Joseph 3. Jimmy Schneider. Oh, he choked again. Look at this. Look at this fish swallow. Come on in there, Jimmy. Look at this fish swallow this spro. Look at that spro. It's all the way in the mouth of that fish.
Wow, that's beautiful. You can't even see the bucktail.
Can't even see the bucktail. We're here on the James Joseph 3. As I said, that's 4.5, 5 pounds. Look at the size of that fish. That is a heavy, fat sandhill fish. We're going to be showing you light tackle fishing, light tackle bucktail. Whoa! Big fish. You got him, Jim?
Yeah, I got him.
This is going to be an unbelievable show. We're fishing tight to the beaches out of Huntington, Ashroke, and the whole shoreline down here. We're going to be whaling away for you today on some nice quality, jumbo, big size fluke on light tackle. We're coming back right after this. Woo, baby.
All right, folks, it's time for the Northeast Premier Fishing Show, The Fishing Line with Rich Johnson, now in our second decade. The Fishing Line is brought to you by Marine Formula Stable. To prevent the damaging effects of ethanol in your fuel tank, use Marine Formula Stable. And by the Long Island Power Authority. More choice, better service, LIPA. And by the Fishing Report Hotline. 24-hour fishing reports by phone when you need them.
This is Ed's boat. It costs big bucks.
Yeah.
This is new Marine Formula Staybill ethanol treatment. It costs a few bucks. When Ed fuels up, he doesn't add new Marine Formula Staybill.
Nah.
Too bad, because the ethanol in his fuel caused engine deposits and corrosion. Now it won't start, and repairs are big bucks. Poor Ed. Marine Formula Staybill would prevent that, with twice the corrosion protection, 4 times the cleaners. Now when you fill up and when you store, start with Staybill.
Oh, fish on, here we go. Hey, folks, when I'm not out here doing the Fishing Line television show, guess what I'm doing? I'm on WGBB 1240 AM, bringing you the Fishing Line radio show every Saturday afternoon with up-to-the-minute fishing reports throughout the show, weekly guest experts sharing their tips and secrets, and we take your phone calls live on the air. If you want to know where the fish are, not where they were, join me every Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. on WGBB 1240 AM radio for the Fishing Line.
Ready for your private or group charter, Captree's 65-foot Bay Princess is Captree's only choice for bass, blues, fluke, blackfish, or any species. Large, roomy, and clean, the Bay Princess offers group charters with a family tradition and atmosphere with the Manzari family. Captain Nick's Bay Princess and Island Princess is comfortable Captree fishing at its best. For private fishing and pleasure charters or open boat half-day fishing, call Captain Nick at 631-587-6024. 631-587-6024.
This week we're back in Huntington under what appears to be a fall-like weather pattern just 2 weeks before Father's Day. Every year at this time, a ferocious fluke bite happens when sand eels storm the shallow water beaches of Long Island Sound. Light tackle, great action, and keep a fluke? What could be better? Let's get to that action and our guest, Captain Jim Schneider, right now.
That's why you want to keep the bucktail like a little bit off the bottom.
Yep.
That's why you're not holding good and your line's all the way out. If you're on the bottom, you won't hold because it'll drag away from the boat. If you keep it off the bottom, you'll stay close to the boat. That's what 90% of the time you want the bucktail 3 inches off the bottom.
Exactly.
Get ready, we're getting close. Oh yeah.
Woo! Jim Schneider in.
Oh.
Woo!
Thanks, Johnny. Yep. 18-incher would have been a keeper during the set-aside season, but today he's going back. Nice and fat.
I don't know if he's spinning yet. Yeah, there you go, little guy. Woo! Yeah.
Turn him around, Rich.
Ooh. Got the drag, got the drag. There you go. Little shorty. Yep. Look how fat that is.
Wow, look at he spit up.
This all in one fluke. Look at that. That's what they're feeding on. Sand eels, all these baby sand eels stacked in here like you can't believe. We're here about 2 weeks in front of Father's Day, and it's like this every year like clockwork for a couple of weeks. And it'll take you all the way through into July. But these sand eels are everywhere. We can see them off the side of the boat. Just phenomenal fish, phenomenal bait, forage base, and look how thick that beautiful fluke is. I'd like to see Senator Schumer or somebody finally get us a couple of fish like this, that's for sure. Woo! And down he goes.
Oh, he choked on a giant fluke, broke his bakery string.
Oh, I didn't break it, I pulled out of him.
Oh my God, that was the fish of the year.
Woo!
On the live
That was a
sand
big
eels.
fish.
Yep, on your fresh sand eels.
Man, oh man.
Oh.
We still got 2 sand eels on there too.
Oh, you.
Oh! He choked.
He's gonna be me and you choke. He's laughing at me. What are you laughing? Now is your dinner. He's cracking up.
Because you were killing me 2 minutes ago when I choked on my fish.
I just dropped a monster. He's
Oh, my
laughing at me.
God.
I thought we were out here trying to catch
Wow.
fish.
Talk about
Oh
karma,
my
Johnny,
God.
huh?
2 back-to-back chokes.
Oh my God, what goes around comes around. What do you got there, Jimbo?
Another fluke, Rich.
Another fluke keeper, a short? How's it
I
feel?
can't tell.
How big, Jim?
Putting up a little bite. Oh, nice one. Yeah.
That's not bad, that's not bad. I'll take this, John. You got it?
Let me turn him around, Johnny. There you go. Oh, yeah. Beauty.
Gotta measure that one in, Jim?
Yeah, I'll measure that one. He's going to be close.
Oh, look how thick these things are.
Beautiful. See the gold belly from the sand eels there?
Yep.
It's when they're eating the eels, you get the gold belly.
Look how thick is that stomach pack.
Look how he engulfed that spro.
Yep.
They're feeding on them little sand eels. Beautiful. Real good fish.
You got him near the surface, did you?
Not yet. He's got some weight to him for sure.
What's that?
He's got some weight to him for sure.
You have to remember, we're using such light line, you can't be in a hurry.
Johnny
to get these
boy,
fish
get
in.
ready. Where are you?
Where's the net, John?
Hold on. Let me turn him. Let me turn him. Oh my God, no. Let me turn him, Johnny. Go ahead, go underneath. There you go.
Nice. Another keeper. There you go.
Whoa.
Beautiful fish.
Wow. Like them like that, you don't even have to measure them. Nice 23, 24 inch. 4.5 pounds. Beautiful. Look at the thickness.
Boy, he got the sprawl all the way in there, too.
Oh, gone. Completely gone. Oh my God.
Look at that. Right in the mat there. Look at that. That sprawl was in there.
I'm going to let him go, Rich. You got him. He engulfed that.
Woo! Look at that.
Wow. Woo! Shallow water. Oh, nice fish.
Not bad, not bad. Not 21, but it's a light tackle. Can't hate that. Yep.
5 feet of water.
Woo! Oh man, it's amazing because for a while there we had a little bit of slow action, and all of a sudden the wind just came up. Literally, honestly, in the last 2.5, 3 minutes, this wind just went from being flopping around from different directions at 5 to 10, It's cranking northwest of 2025 now. And as soon as it happened, boom, 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 a couple of bites, a couple of wraps, and these fish started to turn on again as the water gets churned up and the bait starts to get pushed around. Remember, these sand eels are very, very tiny little sand eels. Look, I'm being spit up right now. Here's another one right there. Woo! Nothing wrong with that. Got him right there in the corner of the mouth. Oops.
Had that one at 5 feet of water.
Yep, 5 feet of water, Jimmy said, so came right there, but man, it is cranking now, and that really gets the bait stirred up and the water stirred up, and all of a sudden it can enliven, especially as you get into, oh, Jimmy's in, look at this, another one. As soon as we get into, this wind comes up, especially when you get days, dog days in late July and August, a wind that comes up like this, Jimmy, can really help awaken the fish, right?
Yeah, they become real aggressive. The fronts are coming through. We had to put on sweatshirts. We were out here in t-shirts before, and now
that's a little short. You can swing him
short.
in.
I'll swing him up, Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we
right.
go. That's easy.
I get credit for that, right?
Absolutely. Well, what's happened here is we've had several fronts come through here today. It's not the optimal conditions, although it is a little bit warmer than it has been, but west, southwest, northwest, wind against tide all day long, but we're still catching quality fish, and we'll have to measure this one during the commercial break. But what's happening is, even on light tackle, this is a ball of fun. It's so easy. Get kids involved because it's non-stop sometimes.
Oh, yeah, it's great action. So I love shallow water fluke, and they're pulling the drag off on us.
Yep.
It's awesome.
They got nowhere to go. They have to run away from the boat once they get home.
That's
It's like
right. You
bonefish.
hook them and they run out. And that's why you have to have your drag set. When you get some of them bigger 5-6 pound fish like we've got,
That's right.
They just peel out. And if your drag's not set, they're going to break off the light tackle.
Exactly. We'll go to commercial break. We'll measure this, and we'll come back with some more great fishing here on the Captain James Joseph 3 out of Huntington. Shallow water, bucktail, Father's Day fluke every year like clockwork.
Ready for your private or group charter, Captree's 65-foot Bay Princess is Captree's only choice for bass, blues, fluke, blackfish, or any species. Large, roomy, and clean, the Bay Princess offers group charters with a family tradition and atmosphere with the Manzari family. Captain Nick's Bay Princess and Island Princess is comfortable Captree fishing at its best. For private fishing and pleasure charters or open boat half-day fishing, call Captain Nick at 631-587-6024. 631-587-6024.
Hey fishermen! For the most comprehensive reports and fishing information on the internet, log on to www.thefishingline.com. Thefishingline.com has fishing reports for boats, surf, freshwater, or party and charter boats for Long Island's tri-state area. Now you can listen to the Fishing Line radio show live on the web, Saturdays at 4 p.m., or see video clips of the TV show. Know where they are, not where they were, with thefishingline.com. What you need to know in fishing, it's www.thefishingline.com.
This is Ed's boat. It costs big bucks.
Yeah.
This is new Marine Formula Stay-Bill ethanol treatment. It costs a few bucks. When Ed fuels up, he doesn't add new Marine Formula Stay-Bill. Too bad, because the ethanol in his fuel caused engine deposits and corrosion. Now it won't start, and repairs are big bucks. Poor Ed. Marine Formula Stay-Bill would prevent that, with twice the corrosion protection, 4 times the cleaners. Now when you fill up and when you store, start with Stay-Bill.
Another fluke up in shallow water. What do you got there, Jim?
Yeah, I just hit one here. We're coming off this bar. You can see the bottom there.
Right.
And the sand eels are there. Look at the sandy color on them. I'll turn them around. Look at, oh, you just
sand eels coming out?
Yep.
And it's the same time every year that these fish end up showing up here all along the stretch of the beach. It's just sand eels year after year, these couple of weeks before Father's Day, right?
Yep, that June moon.
Right.
And those new sand eels are patched, and they're just gorging on them right up on the beach there. Look at the gold color. That's when you can tell they're on the
Now,
eels.
why is that?
It's just whatever they're eating, it's excreting out of their skin.
Right.
And when they're on the sand eels, you get that gold feeling to them, that it's like a oil that comes out of them and turns the white side a little golden brown.
That's amazing just how thick these fish really are. It's gorgeous. Look at how fat the belly is. It's all sand eels.
Yeah, that fish is probably a 19.5 inch short, and he'll be 2.5 pounds.
Right,
Almost
exactly.
3
You pull
pounds.
that hook out of there.
Yeah.
Today, 5.5, 6.5 foot rods, medium freshwater tackle, but they got to have a backbone, right?
Yeah, a little backbone to set the hook, because we did have some larger fish. You know, the wharf fish caught in the last couple of days, they're over 9 pounds. There's bigger down there. You want something that you can set the hook and not too heavy, because we're using 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce bucktails. We're using a light fluorocarbon leader, and because of these big fish and the way they run in the shallow water, we're going to go with a mono, like an 8, 10, or 12 pound test. I mean, the less experienced the angler, you should go slightly heavier, maybe a 12 or 15 pound test. Today we went with 8 and 10 because we were able to adjust the drags while we were fighting the fish. We didn't break any fish off, but a couple of times we had to dip the rod when those fish took off on those long runs.
And the reels are going to be small spinning reels. I mean, there's a billion of them out there. There's Okuma and Shimano and Penn. I mean, any brand what you feel comfortable is going to work as well. And the bucktail is going to be small. Like Jimmy said, they're 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce. And while there's a lot of bucktails out there with a million different shaped heads, it's really the spur up here that's king, right?
Yeah, it's the spro during the sand deal. Other bucktails will work when there's different bait. When there's squid around, you want a bigger head of a bucktail. But for now, it's white. And you saw how it worked. I mean, we got in where the bait was, and they were spitting up the bait all over the floor, all over the water, and that matched it perfectly. And we weren't digging into the bag like the customers do for the giant spearing that are like a smelt. We were using the small ones. We weren't getting too many short hits. We got a few, and we were hooking most of the fish.
We're using a small little tiny 20 or 30 pound barrel swivel at the head of the leader. We're using about 2 foot of 20 pound test fluorocarbon, because that's really what you want in such shallow water. You want a little bit more invisibility, but we got some wild wind blowing, but a lot of wild action. Let's get back to it.
Yep. Nice keeper. Hold on, John. I'll turn him around. Good. Nice keeper. Woo! Look at that.
There we go.
Oh my God. All right, Rich, we got a double hook up. Rich going in. Nice and easy, Rich. Oh yeah, another nice one there.
Always keep his head in the water.
Turn him. Nice.
Just turn him in there. Woo-hoo! You hypnotize him, so it almost feels like he's
wow.
Not even there.
Look at those fish. 8 feet of water, right on top of that ball.
Nice fish.
8 feet of water.
Yep.
Coming right off that ball. The wind just went southwest. A giant cloud of sand eels there. And we're just sliding down from where we could almost bump the bottom. You can see the bar there. We're coming off, and these things got the bait pushed right up on the beach.
And now what we're doing is, since we're getting in here so close, we had wind against tides like hours now. We're finally starting to get the wind to swing right to the south, which on this flood tide along the beach here allows us to actually drift off instead of just sitting still and bumping in and out of gear, which is now in such shallow water. We can cast around and find the fish and bounce the bucktail back to the boat.
Right, they got the bait ambushed up on the beach there, and we're just sliding right off and hitting them as we come off the shallow.
Nothing wrong with these two, that's for sure.
No, those are beautiful.
2 keepers, look at that. Wow. Woo!
Whoa! Good thing you set that drag, Rich.
You know, this light tackle stuff, you really have to be aware of your drag settings at all times, because it changes as the rods get bumped around, right, Jimmy?
That's right, yeah. They can run hard in that shallow water. That fish just took some line.
And look, he's not even that big,
Beautiful.
And a lot of times you want to use the net even on these short fish, because we're only using 8 and 10 pound test line and a 20 pound fluorocarbon leader.
Right.
And you think that fluorocarbon's important in this, right, Jimmy?
You want an advantage. You want them to just see the lure, not the line. And you see the bait is small. We're scaling everything down, the tackle, and we're trying to match the hatch as best as possible. It's like catching bonefish. You know, you're in shallow water, you got crystal clear water, and you don't want these fish to see it.
And exactly what Jim's saying is right, because it is one of the few times we want to use fluorocarbon when it comes to fluke fishing, because a lot of times, you know, we're drifting, dreaming, some guys using, you know, squid and spearing on some of the party boats. But when you bucktail like this, you have to take all these presentations and observations, like following the bait and the sand eels, and put them together with some dedication equals success, right?
That's right. I mean, we had to move around a little bit. We had some adverse conditions. We saw the bait up on the beach, and now we're making it happen. we're scaling down our tackle in order to give ourselves a chance in that crystal clear water when the fish have all those sand eels to eat. We're using the tiny bucktails, the light tackle, and our baits in with those sand eels, and they're trying to make them mad at it and getting a strike.
Exactly. We're going to make a little move here. We're starting to get a little bump here. We don't want to hit bottom. I mean, we got this beautiful charter boat, draws 5 feet of water with a big keel on it. So we'll take a quick commercial break, come back, and set up again and do some more fishing here with James Schneider on the James Joseph 3 out of Huntington right after this.
Hey fishermen, for the most comprehensive reports and fishing information on the internet, log on to www.thefishingline.com. Thefishingline.com has fishing reports for boats, surf, freshwater, or party and charter boats for Long Island's tri-state area. Now you can listen to the Fishing Line radio show live on the web, Saturdays at 4 p.m. or see video clips of the TV show. Know where they are, not where they were, with thefishingline.com. What you need to know in fishing, it's www.thefishingline.com.
Ready for your private or group charter, Captree's 65-foot Bay Princess is Captree's only choice for bass, blues, fluke, blackfish, or any species. Large, roomy, and clean, the Bay Princess offers group charters with a family tradition and atmosphere with the Manzari family. Captain Nick's Bay Princess and Island Princess is comfortable Captree fishing at its best. For private fishing and pleasure charters or open boat half-day fishing, call Captain Nick at 631-587-6024. 631-587-6024.
Hey folks, you've been coming to the FishingLine.com site for years for the only up-to-the-minute fishing reports on the web. Now get the same great reports 24 hours a day by telephone. That's right, the new Fishing Line report line is up and running, and best of all, it's free. No membership fees, no pay-by-the-minute fees that cost you nothing. A free phone call for the best updated reports 24 hours a day, all by phone. Call 516-977-2088, 516-977-2088.
Oh, fish on, here we go. Hey, folks, when I'm not out here doing the Fishing Line television show, guess what I'm doing? I'm on WGBB 1240 AM, bringing you the Fishing Line radio show every Saturday afternoon with up-to-the-minute fishing reports throughout the show, weekly guest experts sharing their tips and secrets, and we take your phone calls live on the air. If you want to know where the fish are, not where they were, join me every Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. on WGBB 1240 AM radio for the Fishing Line.
Well, they're very aggressive. Slam the bucktail there coming off that little edge. I'll swing this one in. Yep, little guy. Oh, that was that sand eel that I hooked onto the back of the bucktail there.
A lot of times in these areas tight to the beach like this, and on today's show we've got terrible drifting conditions. Wind against tide, the wind is shifting around 360 degrees a couple times. And we found the fish up in the shallow water, so which means if you're in 5 or 6 feet of water, you may not have enough water under you to drift in a long pattern like that, and you don't have the wind pushing you to create it so you can fish a little bit away from the boat. If you find yourself under the boat like that all the time in shallow water, just put a spearing on your bucktail, and you can create your own strike zone. Now we're fishing an area here, very shallow 5 feet patches, and then you'll drift a little bit and find a little slope off. And it's a little bit easier to drift that dropping slope from 6 down to 9 feet than it is to fish a shallow flat area. So you have to create your own strike zone for just kind of tossing the bucktail away from the boat. And as Jimmy mentioned earlier, you don't drag the bottom with the bucktail. You have to get it 3 to 4 or 5 inches above the bottom, because the fluke on the bottom feeding up, they're looking up. So you want to take the bucktail and just kind of swim it back, almost like using a Texas rig or a Carolina rig if you're freshwater bass fishing. You're just kind of tapping it and bouncing it and just kind of gliding it over the bottom, and every once in a while just kind of bounce it, go down, catch up the slack a little bit, and this way you're creating a strike zone and just bring it back to the boat. And a lot of times they'll follow it and you'll get the strike at the side of the boat. We've had that happen a couple times. There's a fish right there, look at that. Woo! I don't think it's a big one. I don't know, let's see. There you go, there you go. Nice, yeah! Right in there. So a lot of times, the point I'm trying to make, I guess, is you have to create your own success sometimes. Get this out of here like this.
Anthony swallowed. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, it came out a little bit. But you have to create your own strike zone based on the conditions. You got terrible drifting conditions, make your own drift, power drift, bump it in and out of gear. or create your own strike zone by casting on the boat. You got nothing this direction, you go to this one. You work your way in a little 360 pattern if you have to, but by creating your own strike zone, you can create your own success. Woo, nice fish there. Woo! Shaking his head, boom, 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 boom.
Nice fish.
Here he comes, here he comes. Come on, easy.
Get that one.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Rich Jackson. Woo, baby. Light tackle. Look at that.
Look at the sand deal he spit up right on the deck.
Oh, he's alive. Look at that. Look at the sand deal. Look at this. Woo. We've been coming up here fishing with Jimmy Schneider on the big party boat, the James Joseph II. We're here on the James Joseph III. We've done many shows with Jim over the years, going all the way back to the extra help days back in 95 and 96. That's how long we've been doing this. How are the tides and the winds going to play against or for each other when you're coming up and fishing on the outside along the beaches here?
On the outside here, on a incoming side, you would prefer to have an east wind or a southeast or even a south that would push you off the beach or in. On a northwest, southwest, or west, you'd want the outgoing side, get the optimum drift. For bucktailing, you can do it a little differently. I mean, we did it today, but it's difficult conditions when you have wind against tide.
Right, so you want to try to find an area or get out of the wind, because you can have a wind blowing in one direction, say a hard west, but you can find some lead of land around some of these points to get in tight to the beach. We're fishing 5 to 9 feet of water sometimes, and it's just a matter of getting up here and getting the right tide, because you have to create a drift. You have to be moving to catch these fish, right?
Right, the most important thing, of course, is to find a bait. And then on a day like today, when it did blow up and it did get nasty, we got in the lee, up against the bluffs, we found some bait, and things were productive.
We had a couple of times here during the day where this wind was all over the place. It came up at 25 for about 10 to 15 minutes. There was a small 16-foot aluminum that went out to the sound to chase bluefish. We didn't know if he was ever going to come back, because this place gets nasty fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's why they called it the Devil's Pass in the old days.
Yep.
You know, a lot of ships went down out here, so it does get nasty real quick with the strong currents and the wind running up against it.
Ooh. And it's a very short chop, a close together chop, which makes it tough too. But let me bait up and see if we get a couple more fish. Excellent, excellent. Let me put this in.
Net on this one.
Okay. Now let me have the net here, John. All right. Good job. I think we're going to wrap it up on this one here, Jim. See if you can get them in here.
Yeah, a lot of fish.
A lot of fish today, Jimmy. Great job. So you get this baby in the net here.
I don't think he's he's a keeper, but
no,
I don't want to lose that bucktail. It's kind of frayed from all the fish we caught, you know? Seriously, I didn't even retie. We've been catching them so fast, and I watched you catch the last dozen or so.
I was on fire there for a while, but...
Oh, my God.
Folks, thanks for being with us here in the Fish Line. Jimmy, great job, man. Thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thanks, Rick.
As always, man, put you on the meat, whether you're on the Captain James Joseph II party boat or the James Joseph III 38-foot charter boat. We showed you a lot of things here today. Wind versus tide, how to create your own strike zone, create your own drifts. The bucktails you need, because different bucktail heads work in different areas of the metro area, and some will work here and some won't work here, right?
That's right. We matched the hatch. We had a little wind against tide there for a while.
Right.
And we got a lot of things done. We got up on the beach, we flipped it off the bars. Now we got wind with tide around the corner here, and we're just slaying them here to the point where we got our limit and we're just doing catch and release.
Exactly. We're going to be back next week right here on the Fish Line. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Jimmy Schneider for being a guest on today's show. Make sure you get up and visit us, both boats up here in Huntington. We'll see you folks here next week on the Fish Line every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Thanks for being with us. Let's give the cameraman a chance to catch a fish, huh?
All right, Rich.
The Fishing Line with Rich Johnson was brought to you by Marine Formula Stable. To prevent the damaging effects of ethanol in your fuel tank, use Marine Formula Stable. And by the Long Island Power Authority. More choice, better service, LIPA. And by the Fishing Report Hotline. 24-hour fishing reports. By phone when you need them.